Shalom Vacha. We are in the portion Naso. Naso means to uplift, to elevate. To elevate what? It says in the beginning of the portion, the head of the Israelites and the Levites. This whole portion is very unique because it talks about some very important values, ethics, morals. In a way, God in this portion is going from one topic to another topic and coaching us how to maintain a decent path, a holy path. And if you went astray, you went out of the path of modesty and clarity. What is it that you need to do? So in the beginning of this portion, God is talking about uplifting, elevating, naso, lenase et harosh, to elevate your head up. He means when you're going through the frictions and trials and tests of life, which they are very hard, especially when someone putting criticism on you, on any way, or not walking according to your expectations, or working or managing himself through your expectation, your animalistic soul. What does mean animalistic soul? Why they call it in Hasidut animalistic? Because there's something very unique about the animal. It thinks only about her or its needs. That's all that you think of, about its comfortability. And of course we call it ego. Once someone pushing its comfortability, this animalistic soul will roar and will try to achieve and to bring back what she thinks she's supposed to receive or to have. And sometimes we can go blind by its desires, by its power. But thank God we got an amazing divine soul that's supposed to learn its path and how to bring it back to balance, to live in harmony with the surrounding she's finding herself at, within her relationship she's creating, like I'm talking her, but it's it, whatever you'll call it. It's this part within us that need to learn how to live with balance within reality. So Parshat Naso is coming after the Chag, the holiday of Shavuot. When we receive the Torah. What does it mean we receive the Torah? The Israelites received the divine wisdom from the Creator, from the artist of this beautiful art called creation. And within that book, the Creator is planting His will, His desires, His wanting, what He wants out of creation. So God is telling us with the name of this portion, Naso, how you will maintain your head above the frictions that your animalistic soul is going to create, all the trials that she's going to put you through, by dwelling, allowing yourself to learn the Torah, to dwell, to merge with the divine providence, with the divine wisdom, with God's will and wisdom that's been planted within the Torah, then God will help you to elevate above your trials and tests. So, when we are merging our limited mind and, of course, limited animalistic soul that thinks only about her wanting and desires, merging with the wisdom of the Torah, we will elevate above our tests, trials, and frictions. And it's beginning with the Levites. Within the Levites, there were 3 families. Now, those 3 families were responsible about the work within the temple. and the work within the temple being divided. One family called Kehat was responsible for Kodesh HaKodashim, the most holy place within the temple, where there is the ark, where there is the lamp, when there is the table where we made the bread, when we have the golden altar that we put like 11 herbs in it, and the holy priest, the higher priest will come, HaKohen HaGadol will come within Yom Kippur into it and will light the herbs. They were responsible to that frame, to those particular tools within the temple. Then the second family, called Gershon. Gershon was responsible for the Mishkan within the desert. The temple within the desert was made out of cloth, like the roof and whatever comes around around the temple, called Yeriot, made out of certain beautiful wool. They were responsible for those sheets of wools, meaning the surrounding of the temple. And then we have the family of Merari. Merari, they were responsible, Merari were responsible for what? For the wagons, that on top of those wagons, the animals, and then on top of the wagons, they would put the poles, the pillars, which were like 48 in numbers, like big wooden pillars, and the base to those pillars that would be made out of silver and some other tools and let's say needs and whatever they needed to bring those sheets up, the wires and yated. Yated is what you into the earth. Send me a message how you call yated, okay, in English. Like a nail, the nails that made out of copper. So that was really hard work to go with the wagon and with the animals to take care of them, and like really heavy, massive stuff to take care of them. Now, I want to draw your attention to something very important. When we learn Chassidut and Kabbalah, we're becoming mindful to the essence of the Torah, to the pnimiyut, what there is within the words. God telling us, you want to uplift, to elevate your head above the trials of within your relationships, your frictions of life. You need to be very mindful, order and organization. Each family of the Levites took care, were responsible to a different part within the temple. We are like a temple. God said, because we went away of the path of modesty, he said, I will retreat out of this temple. There will be no more temple, and I'll put myself within you. Meaning, v'shachanti betocham, and I would rest within you. I'll be within you. You need to build your inner temple. And to build your inner temple, order and organization, responsibility. Be responsible. To what? Look at the journey of your life. Where is it hard for you? That's where you need to be mindful. That's when you need to be more responsible. What does it mean, responsibility? Responsibility in practicality means that I give time to something that I'm noticing that I need to improve, and I'm choosing an action that I can make according to my awareness, according to my mindfulness, according to my level, and I need to acknowledge that I'm not holy, but I'm not evil. To refine after observation, meditation, after itbonenut, observation, what is the act that I need to do right now that will let me feel that I'm taking responsibility and I feel order and organization. Sometimes, like the Gershon family, they were responsible of what? Of the sheets that would come around the temple. Sometimes there is an action that we need to take in the outer shell, not deep within us. Something in our behavior that is on the outside, not really inside. That if I will give it time, I'll observe it, I will see what is it that I need to do in order to come back to a decent way, to be like straight and to feel within me in harmony, in peace, feeling that the divine walk within me and not away from me. If I can give an example, let's say you're working with people, and we all work with people. We all like little managers. Sometimes we're managing our family, sometimes at work, sometimes within our surrounding. So when you're coming within interaction, in communication with people around you, and you're suddenly getting a criticism that you're doing and you're doing a certain things that a thing that is not, that a person that lives with you or in relationship with you, any kind of relationship, is not pleased with. Check, observe, give it time and observe what is it that I need to do in order to refine myself and becoming more gentle. Now, God is giving us in a way the general path to be mindful of what? The families of the Levites, Kehat, from the word Lo Yikat Amim, meaning Kehat coming from the word that deal with the redemption, with Messiah to come. What is the redemption? A world that I feel no jealousy, no hate, and not competition. A world of kindness and goodness, meaning that the Levi's families, according to the Chassidut, are symbolizing the working with the good, doing good, thinking good, speaking good, doing good action. Now you have to make order and organization. Leave your evil inclination. It doesn't matter like how darkness, and if you are within darkness, increase the light, enhance the light within you, the good within you. Second, Gershoni. Gershoni from the word to exile, to legaresh, to exile away from you, like to take it away. This I don't want in my life. I exile you out. Exit. Legaresh. In a way, I would say to toss out of your life. The Gershoni family is reminding us to work with halotov, the not good. No. To say to things no. Things that are not of use for me anymore. I need to get the power to pray for the power with God's help to take it out of my life. I don't need it anymore. Meaning, if suddenly the animalistic soul is striving, wanting, desiring towards something, I'm telling her, one moment. Wait. Patient. Let me check it. Start with that. In the hard things. In the small things. Just saying, no, we don't need it. And then, who is Merari? Merari from the word bitterness in Hebrew. Merari, merirut. Bitterness and nullification. It's very interesting that to see that in the family of Merari, it didn't say Naso, the head of the sons of Merari, of this family. Why? Because their work is nullification. Nullification is the highest spiritual level that you can achieve within Judaism. And that's symbolizing with the wagon, the carry, the heavy carry. They just take on them heavy burden. A heavy burden, when you take on yourself heavy burden, meaning that when there's something that you know you need to do, but you don't take a choice, you don't make a choice, and you don't do it, it creates bitterness within you because you understand you need to get the power to let that thing go out of your life. You don't need it. It's stopping you. It's blocking you. In order to do that, you need to nullify yourself in front of the will of the divine, in facing the Torah and the Torah's will. So it creates a certain bitterness. That's the highest degree within Judaism. Within Hasidut, Merari, it's the walking within the animalistic inclination, the evil, the dark inclination, walking within the dark side with the power of the divine, not alone, with the power of your praying, with the power that you believe that everything is for good, with the power of the unconditional love of God. You're entering a certain dimension within you, and you're checking and you're refining yourself. What is the work that I need to do there? So if we're doing good, we're learning to say no, to put limitations, and then we walk within ourselves and we taking a sense of responsibility, I'm wrapping it up, the sense of responsibility, order and organization, we will find ourselves in a better place. And let's see this path that I talked about, that how God is helping us to, if we went away of the path of modesty, how we can return back into, in a way, to the beginning, but not really the beginning, in a way to start an open, clear, white page, in order to flow. What is it that I need to do? In this portion of the week, Moshe, is building the temple. After the whole tribes brought the sacrifice, after the 12 tribes brought the sacrifice, and Rashi HaShvatim, Nesiei HaShvatim, the prime ministers of each tribe, they brought the sacrifice, then the temple is being built. But before the temple will be built, it says within the portion, it takes us as well. First, God is telling Moses, when one of the Israelites will make something wrong, bad, a sin, he will miss the point, he will go away from my wisdom, my attention, what he's supposed to do? Confessed. Vidui. Confession in English I don't like. It doesn't sound good to me. It sounds like Christian. I don't like this word confession. In Hebrew it's vidui. Within vidui there is, I'm saying what happened, I'm saying the truth, and within the words that I'm sharing with the other person, and within every relationship, with your mate, with the one that you live, with your friends, at work, you've done something wrong, find the powers within you in order to come back to order and organization. Otherwise, you will walk with your evil inclination and you will chase your tail. Learn to confess. Learn to admit the truth, to say, I was wrong. And within you saying that, people can feel the regret within your speech. Vidui. Charata. That's, by the way, the tshuva, doing the tshuva from according to the Torah. And after you done that, what happened? Then the next portion, the next part within that portion of the week talks about sota. Sota means in English pervert, but doesn't mean like that in Hebrew and according to the scriptures. Sota meaning when a woman went away from the path of modesty, or a man. What the whole scenario that they need to do in the temple. So when you think you went away from the path of modesty, from the wisdom, from the will of God, what is it that you need to do? The coming part within the portion is the monk, Nazir. Lit Nazir. What does it mean, Lit Nazir? I'll tell you honestly. To abstain. It says that why a person can come into a way that he went astray from the path of modesty, it says within the Torah, because he didn't abstain himself from the wine. Abstain, להתנזר. It goes A-B-S-T-A-I-N. So I hope I pronounce it good. To abstain זה להתנזר in a way to put yourself limitation, to be a monk in something. What does the monk do? He retreats out of certain things and he isolates himself. Same with us. If you went astray, you suddenly feeling that you, in a way, you feel your own temple within you, abstain yourself from. How? By observation. Meditate on your path and see. So first, order and organization, responsibility. Responsibility, like we see in the Levi's family, they were responsible of, and each one knew exactly what he's supposed to do. Then, if you went away, confess, vidui, let it out, admit the truth, talk about it. That's how you build, by the way, in relationship, intimacy, and when you become really close to people. We are not perfect. We have our mistakes. So if there's something to admit, admit. And of course, something you haven't done, say it. I didn't do it. But when you confess, you're starting like clear page. So if you went away from the path, make the confession and make limitations, like the monk, abstain yourself from. And then, in the end of that, then God is blessing you in a beautiful blessing. Yevarecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. God will bless you and will guard you, keep you, yishmor otcha. Lishmor, he will guard, he will keep what? Your prosperity. Sometimes you can achieve blessing and prosperity in life, it comes through you, but then you will lose it. Someone will take it out of you. Someone or something or a certain energy. God will protect you in it, that this prosperity that you've received wouldn't disappear, meaning that you will see blessing in the prosperity, if it's money or spirituality. And then, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka. God will shine his face into you, v'yichuneka. I don't know how you say v'yichuneka in English, but we won't spend time on that. V'yichuneka mean he will give you chen, charm, meaning he will show, v'yichuneka, meaning that he will show you charm. You will feel that he likes you, that he loves you. Within your mistakes. And then, Isa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. That's the blessing of the Kohanim that they're doing in the synagogue when we're davening. Isa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom, meaning that even if you've been very naughty, very bad, God will conquer his anger towards you. And then after that, Moses is building the temple, and then we sing that every tribe bring his sacrifice. And here I want to elevate something amazing, that in a way, due to that energy, this power, we're going sometimes through such a long journey to find what? Our tribe. What I mean by that? Belonging, shayachut, to belong to something. We see it deep in this essence of this portion, like b'mashmaut hapnimit, in the essence, the deep essence of this portion. God is showing us through the sacrifice of each tribe this beautiful essence and value of belonging, and that each and every one of us need to belong to something. Even if you are a person that doesn't believe in anything, or think that you are a free spirit and I don't belong to this or that, you belong to this circle that do not believe and do not belong to anything but to say that I'm not belonging to. We all want to belong to something. You're seeing it in the birth of a child. When the mother takes the baby to her arm, he looks for the milk, for the food, to feel belong to something. If not, he will start crying. As he grows, he stays close to the center, to his parents, and all the time making a further distance away from them and returning, away from them and returning. This sense of belonging, it's being taught in so many spiritual modalities, and I just want to reflect this beautiful belonging that we have in this tribe, and the sense of belonging and responsibility that the tribes of Israel, us, the sons of Israel, the Israelites, have towards what? Towards the past, towards this path of the way that the divine dwelled within our creation. That's, by the way, in different words, the story of the Torah. The dwelling of God within his creation, starting with the first man. So before we start with that and we look and we'll feel it through the sacrifice that each tribe brought, we're seeing something very beautiful. That every tribe brought the same thing like the other tribes. So why the Torah spending words, and they didn't mention that 12 tribes brought, for example, 12 bowls of silver, 12 type of stones, 12 that. Why the Torah repeats itself with every tribe? It's to remind us that even if every tribe brought the same thing in the physical realm, each tribe attention, inner attention, kavana, was different. So sometimes in life we can bring things over and over again, or say things, or going through certain scenarios over and over, but the kavana is changing and it's elevating, it's ascending. That's why the Torah is giving place to each type, each color, each tribe to bring and to reflect his individuality, its potential, its powers. And let's see, when I'm reading it over and over every year, it's just I'm thinking about this sense of responsibilities, this sense of belonging through the sacrifice. For example, they brought a bowl of silver. When you're looking at the letters, bowls of silver in numerology, meaning Gematria, it's 930, like first man. The first man lived for 930 years. Seeing that 2,448 about years after the creation, after first man, the temple has been built, and what the tribes are doing, they're feeling grateful, they're showing gratitude, they reflect sense of responsibility and belonging to the first man, thanks to him that he brought families to earth. And 30 mishkala, what was the weight of that bowl? 130 units, whatever, kilograms or whatever. I don't think it was kilograms. And that's symbolizing the birth that he brought to the world, meaning for 130 years he brought children in his image, in God's image, to the world. And then mizrak echad kesef, meaning something made out of silver, and that's in numerology goes for 520 years, and that's connecting to, feeling the belonging to Noah, that Noah brought families like for 20 years after the great flood that came to earth. And thanks to him, we have families on earth and children and a whole world. And then further it says, Shiv'im shekel. What does it mean, Shiv'im shekel? Shiv'im shekel, it's the worth of that silver thing, and that's according to 70 nations. The sense of responsibility and belonging that the Israelites have to other families in creation. we mentioning them in the work of the temple, so God will bring to them as well prosperity. Just think about us, who we are, spiritual leaders. It's amazing. And then kaf achat. What is kaf achat? 1 spoon. That's symbolizing, this is the analogy for the Torah that we received from the hand of the Creator. Asara zahav, 10 golden pieces, again, symbolizing the analogy for the 10 commandments. Full with ktoret, with essence. Full of ktoret with essence. In numerology, if you play with a letter in a certain language in Kabbalah, you will reach 613 mitzvahs. Par echad, 1 bull for Abraham. That Abraham took 1 bull and gave it to the 3 angels, that story back in Genesis. Ayil echad, a deer, a male deer, that's for Isaac. Keves echad, 1 lamb, and that's for Yaakov, to remind us that he separated his all like his whole ships. When Lavan, his uncle, was cheating on him, Yaakov didn't choose the path of cheating, even though Lavan was cheating on him. He decided to separate. I promised you, you will take those sheep, I will take those sheep. Think about it. We bring it sacrifice on the temple, the sense of belonging to something good. Abraham was generosity, love. Isaac was the power of limitation, justice and truth. Yaakov was the combination of both of them. Like innocence, it's trying to maintain good, the work of self-nullification. Even if a person did to me like that, I'm not doing to him the same. This is Yaakov. And this is relate to the work of Demeri, nullification. You have to nullify your evil inclination to tell you why he treated you like this. So it's only fair that you will treat him the same. No, that's not our way. It's very hard, but possible. Because if the Torah is telling us that it's possible, it's giving us as well the strength to do it. And again, there's so many beautiful things. And then Seir Ezim, it's the goat. And that's symbolizing the wrong thing that we've done with Yosef. When the brothers sold him to the Egyptian, and he was in the hole within the ground, and he was crying for help. Please don't sell me, don't sell me. Don't let me go, don't do it to me. And we didn't listen. So we take responsibility for that. We belong to that. And that's the whole journey of the Israelites. And it goes more and more. So sometimes with this sense of responsibility and belonging, it gives you the power to go back to the path, back to refine yourself, back to the ways of modesty and divine values. Blessing us all with all the success, and have a good Shabbos, and see you in the next portion.